Hi learners, you are welcome to our sixth lesson in integrated science. And today we are looking at diffusion and osmosis, topic we began with in lesson 5. And as specific objectives, today we would like to be able to identify everyday activities or situations that illustrate diffusion. Identify everyday activities or situations that illustrate diffusion. 2. Identify applications or examples of diffusion in plants and animals. And now, a quick revision of what we learned in our previous lesson. We discussed the meaning of diffusion. Then we considered 2 experiments showing how diffusion occurs in everyday life using the insecticide spray or the perfume spray and dissolving potassium permanganate in water. Then we proceeded to look at factors that affect the rate of diffusion. Among them, we have temperature, size of molecules or particles, state of matter, concentration gradients, and the like. Now, today, as I said earlier, we are looking at the first objective, identifying everyday activities that illustrates diffusion. Everyday activities that illustrate diffusion. So remember, I asked you to do a research on this, and your research work should include 1 or 2 of the following. So the first is the use of insecticide or mosquito coil. Now, anytime you use the insecticide spray or the mosquito coil, the spray tends to be applied at one or few points in the room, and the result is a spread of the contents across the room, every part of the room, killing the mosquitoes. So is the mosquito coil. So this activity works on the principle of diffusion, the spread from one point to another. Second, the spread of aroma of food. Yes, here you are back from school in the hall waiting for mom to prepare food, or as soon as you entered, you smelled the aroma of food from the kitchen. How was this possible? Diffusion. Yes, diffusion took place from the kitchen into wherever you are. Third, dissolving sugar or salt in water. Now, you have ever made gari sukis or whatever you call it, or enjoy some tea by putting sugar. Now, a little sugar you put in the tea, and after stirring, you realize that the sugar filled all the part of the tea. So is dissolving salt in water. There's a spread of the salt particles or the sugar particles from one point to another. That's from region of higher concentration to region of lower concentration, spreading across all over in the water. All right, can you think of some other everyday activities that illustrate diffusion? Yes, I believe you can think of more. Now let's move on to application of diffusion in plants and animals. So just gone by is an application or is everyday activities that illustrates diffusion in everyday life, everyday activities. But here we're looking at examples of diffusion in plants and animals. In plants and animals. So let's consider the first one, plants. What are some of the activities or processes that happen in plants that show diffusion is taking place? Good. There's an exchange of gases in the stomata, that's the tiny pores in the leaves of plants, by diffusion. And here I would like to explain the need of oxygen during respiration entering into the leaf is by diffusion. Okay, and then at the end of respiration, carbon dioxide is released, and this must also escape through the stomata through diffusion. So this is what we mean by exchange of gases in the stomata of leaves of plant. Now, it's not only respiration. It can also occur in photosynthesis, where carbon dioxide enters the leaves through the stomata by diffusion, and the results, oxygen produced, also comes out of the stomata or by photosynthesis. Okay? Now let's move on to the second example of diffusion in plants. And this has to do with nutrients. Nutrients. Plants need nutrients to grow, okay? And these nutrients are mostly found in the soil, where the roots of plants are. And how do plants make use of the nutrients? By absorbing the nutrients through the process called diffusion. And what we are saying here is the nutrients are in high concentration in the soil, but in the plants, they are less. So by diffusion, these nutrients move from the soil into the plant's roots by diffusion. So these are the main ones that we will consider in a plant. Now let's move on to animals. Animals. So let's take the first one in the digestive system. Now, when food is digested in the digestive system, we expect the food to be absorbed and be used by the cells of the body. Okay? And what has happened? It happens in the small intestine. In the small intestine. Food nutrients in smaller size molecules are absorbed into the bloodstream by what? Diffusion. By diffusion. So take note. So we have absorption of food nutrients from the small intestine into the bloodstream. Let's look at the second example. Release of hormones by the glands into the blood. Release of hormones by the glands into the blood. Now, what is hormone? Hormone is any chemical substance that is released by glands. Glands are special structures, small organs, very small organs. So hormones are chemical substances released by these glands into the blood stream to target organs, to specific organs, to control the activities. I repeat, to target organs or specific organs to control the activities. Now, an example is the hormone testosterone in the male. Testosterone is a hormone that is released to control the activities of the testes to produce what? Spermatozoa or sperms. So is the estrogen in female that is released into the bloodstream towards the ovaries to cause it to produce eggs. So these are some examples. Other examples of insulin include, other examples of hormones include insulin. Insulin controls blood sugar, okay? Then we have adrenaline. It also controls movements, muscular movements. Okay, so time will not permit us to list all of them. But the keynote is these hormones are released into the bloodstream to target organs to control the activities. Now, let's move on to the third one, exchange of gases in the lungs. Exchange of gases in the lung. This process is similar to that of the exchange of gases in the stomata of leaves of plants. During respiration, oxygen is taken into the lungs, and this oxygen is absorbed in the alveoli, the air sacs in the lungs, into the bloodstream by diffusion. The opposite occurs when carbon dioxide wants to escape out of the body. First of all, from the blood, the carbon dioxide diffuses into the lungs in the air sac from the blood and comes out of the body, also by diffusion. So this is exchange of gases in the lungs as another example of diffusion in animals. Let's look at the fourth one. We are saying that diffusion of calcium into the blood from bones is also another example of diffusion in animals. How do we explain this? Sometimes the body lacks calcium because you don't take calcium-containing food like seafood and the rest, spinach and spinach. So, since the body requires the calcium, the bones are activated to release the calcium into the blood, and this process is through diffusion. Okay. What have we learned today, my dear learners? We considered everyday activities that illustrate diffusion, the use of mosquito coil or insecticide spray, the spread of aroma of food, and the like. Then we proceeded to look at examples of diffusion in plants and animals. All right. For our advanced learning, my dear learners, as I always do, I expect you to do this advanced learning before we meet in our 7th lesson. So read on the meaning and process of osmosis, which is another means of transport. Congratulations for coming this far with me this morning. I encourage you to do further research. Download the PDF notes and also do the exercise until we meet again. Bye.